up? What's up? Welcome to the Start Your T-Shirt Business live Q&A part 2. So I went live last week to talk to you all and answer your questions about starting your t-shirt business. Now this week I'm coming to you with more questions. What's going on? Happy Thursday. It's almost the weekend. As you guys know, my name is Keisha Ravenel. It is your girl Keisha in the building, and I teach aspiring t-shirt business owners how to start their t-shirt business, specifically how to turn their passion and purpose into a profitable t-shirt business. So before I get started with the questions, I just want to talk to you guys about something, and it's something that I made up called the Law of One. Now, what the Law of One says is that you should be able to get one thing done in your business so that you're not falling behind. So I have a lot of clients that have other things that they're working on. They have full-time jobs, they have families, they have maybe other businesses, other projects that they're working on. And I just want to tell you that life always happens, right? So there's always going to be something that comes up, but you don't want to fall behind. So as far as your business, make sure you're just dedicating, some time to your business and you're getting at least one thing done. So if that means that you have to work on building your Shopify store and you have to just add a picture to your Shopify store, then add the picture and be done and do all the other stuff, right? Do all the other things that you need to do in your life. So I really have been just preaching that this week because I found it helpful for me. If you know me, if you really know me, you know that I love reading. And I found that between life and my business, I wasn't reading as much as I wanted to. So I said, you know what, Keisha, dedicate 1 page a day, right? You can read 1 page a day. 1 page a day is not going to take up your time, right? It's not going to take up hours of your time. So dedicate just 1 page, and that's you reading. So with this Law of One, I call it Keishas Law of One. So what Keishas Law of One says or helps you with, it helps you with movement so that you're not just not moving, right? So with the Law of One, you're doing one thing and you're moving. But if you weren't doing that one thing, you would allow things to pile up and then you wouldn't be moving at all. So I would rather you move slowly than not move at all. That is just my little, introduction, my little tip for this Thursday. Every Thursday I try to give y'all a little something before I start with the questions. All right. So the first question comes from Chris, and Chris is actually one of my clients. So hey, Chris. And Chris says, how do I connect my Spring domain to my Shopify? So Chris, I don't know if you caught the replay a couple weeks ago, but remember, we're doing Printful, we're doing Printify, but we're not doing Spring, formerly known as Teespring. So I don't know if you mean, and Chris, if you're here, let me know if you mean still having products on Spring and connecting it to your Shopify, or if you just want to take the domain that you have on Spring and move it over to your Shopify. So for those of you who do have domains on other websites, so let's say you have an Etsy or Spring, or just even if you have a GoDaddy or something like that, and you want to transfer your domain over to Shopify, that is something that you can do. So if you go to Shopify and you go to your settings and you scroll down to domains, then you'll click on domains and then you'll see it says, create domain or transfer domain. You can hit transfer domain and then it'll tell you all the steps that you need in order to transfer your domain over to Shopify. So it really isn't that difficult. You just got to follow the steps and then do a little 2-step in Etsy or Spring or whatever, and then boom, your domain will be transferred over. I have actually a second question from Chris, which is, what's the difference between getting your LLC in different states? I just want to give the disclaimer, I am not an LLC expert. Everybody that gets their LLC that works with me, I send them to my girl at Business and Credit Geeks. So she does all of the LLCs for my clients. But one thing that I can tell you about the LLC in different states, there's different filing fees for each state, and then there's also different requirements. So for example, here in New York, if I have my LLC here in New York, if you wanted to get your LLC, not only do you have to pay the state filing fee, you also have to pay a publication fee. So in other states, it's not like that. A lot of states, it's only, you just have to pay the state filing fee and that's it. But New York is one of the few states, I think maybe only 2 other states still do this, where you also have to pay a publication fee, and you have to make sure your LLC is listed in a weekly newspaper for 6 weeks and in a daily newspaper for 6 weeks. So that would be the difference between getting your LLC in different states. If you have more questions, just DM me and I'll send you the link so that you can ask the question, because I have my questions all in one place, and I pull a few questions a week from that bank. So the next question comes from Sean, and Sean says, how do I place designs on my t-shirt, and do I need copyrights? So 2-part question. That's a really good question, Sean. So there's a few ways you can do that. So my very first design, as well as this design, my I Am Enough hoodie, which is from my signature collection. So go check it out if you haven't already. So this design, I actually did it on what was formerly Teespring, and I designed it myself, and then I, had them print it. But when I wanted to move the design over, because I was no longer working with Teespring, I had a graphic designer copy the design, and then he made it transparent for me, and then he sent it to me. So you can do it that way, where you're putting the design or you're creating the design on your drop shipping website. Or, a much more advanced way to create your design now is to do it on Canva. So you can do that, or you can have someone create your design. But wherever the design comes from, make sure it's on a transparent file so that you can upload it on anything, and it doesn't have a white background or a black background. You could put it on any color that you want, and it wouldn't have that that box or anything like that. Always make sure that is transparent. So that is how you can place the design on your shirt. So once you have the transparent file, right, you'll go to your drop shipping company, you'll pull up your t-shirt or your hoodie, whatever apparel you want to put it on, and then you'll upload the design, and then you just place it on your t-shirt. It really is that simple. So it's not a long, drawn out, difficult process. It really is that simple, having the transparent design, uploading it, and placing it on the t-shirt. And then the second part to that question was, do I need copyrights? So I hear a lot of people ask me about trademarks and stuff, and I always, and I'm not a trademark lawyer or anything like that, so I also want to give that disclaimer. You should definitely be speaking with a trademark lawyer, somebody that is an expert when it comes to trademarking and copyrights, if that is the route that you want to take. My recommendation would be, make sure this design you want to stick with. I know a lot of people, they feel I want to trademark my design because, I don't want anyone stealing my design, and that's cool. But for me, I like to say people are not going to steal your design if they don't know that it works, right? So if they don't know that they could really make money off of this, your design could be dope. I've seen a lot of dope designs and they're not making money off of their t-shirts because they're not marketing it properly. A lot of people don't know about them. When I teach my clients, I go into brand awareness, right? Increasing your brand awareness and marketing. If people don't know about you, it's just oh, okay. But why are they going to do all the work of marketing your t-shirt, right? No, they want you to do all the work. And then once you blow up, it's oh, I could get money from that. Okay, let me steal this design. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be examples where someone put out a dope design. I don't know every t-shirt designer, right? Or every t-shirt business. It could be an example where somebody put out a really dope design and they didn't have followers or an audience and someone stole it. It's possible. But from what I've seen, it's like they typically take the stuff that is really doing well. So I would say to grow your audience first, like build up your business first before looking into trademarking. I've also seen people, they have this design, they start this t-shirt business, and then 6 months down the line, they're not doing it anymore. So I would just say make sure you're in it for the long haul before you go and try to get a trademark, because getting a trademark is a lot of time and it is a lot of money. Like, it's not cheap to get your stuff trademarked. It is expensive. Make sure you are committed to your t-shirt business if you decide, or when you decide to get a trademark. So once again, if that is the route that you want to go down, then make sure you are speaking to an expert, to a trademark lawyer. I would not recommend that you try to do that yourself. No. There's certain things that you can do yourself, and then there's other things that you should leave to the experts. So make sure you're speaking to the experts on that one. So last question comes from Reginald. What's up, Reginald? Reginald is also another one of my clients. I cannot wait for Reginald and his team to drop. Like, it's gonna be dope, y'all. It's really gonna be dope. So Reginald asked, what's the best way to reach out to an influencer for marketing? So influencer marketing is definitely a way to increase brand awareness and market your t-shirt business. So when you go to like influencer pages, they have like 50K, 100K, followers. So you're getting in front of more people. So of course you want to get in front of more people. You want more people to know about you, right? Because sometimes the reason why you're not selling is because people don't know about you, right? So you want to get in front of more people. So you can use influencer marketing to do that. There are a number of ways that you can get into influencer marketing. So one way, you have like these paid promotion pages. They have tens of thousands of followers, and what they do is they market businesses for you, right? And go check out Marketing with Dev. It's at Marketing with Dev. He's actually my business partner on something else that we're about to drop, so stay tuned for that. But he is a beast when it comes to social media marketing, so definitely go check him out. But I do believe that he has a list of like different influencer pages that you can reach out to, right? So you pay like $75, $100 for an ad, and then they post your ad. Sometimes it's for 24 hours. Sometimes you pay more if you want it to be a permanent post. So, you can look at that. And then another way is just like a person that has influence, right? So, and then is related to your brand. So I wouldn't recommend that you reach out to someone that is not related, that doesn't relate to your brand, or can't, spread that message. So for example, like if, like I know Reginald, him and his team, like they're all about Black economics. So I wouldn't reach out to like, I don't know, Kim Kardashian, because she ain't about Black economics, right? So I wouldn't reach out to her to like promote like Black economics. I would reach out to someone that makes sense. So like a Dr. Boyce Watkins, or like Earn Your Leisure, the guys over there, like something like that. You want to make sure it's related to your brand. So I say that to say, one of the influencers that I reached out to that actually got back to me was from this show, Married at First Sight. Yes, this is one of my guilty pleasures. Do not judge me. I love that show. Actually, tonight I'm gonna go and watch the reunion from this season, because that show, it's good. So whatever, I like it. Don't judge me. So I reached out to this Black couple at Married at First Sight, because I saw that they were always rocking like business apparel from Black owned businesses. And another thing that they spoke about was mental health. So I was just like, and Black mental health specifically. So I'm just like, hey, they seem, really dope. Like I would love for them to rock one of my t-shirts, and one of my hoodies. So I reached out to them. I don't remember whose page I went to. It was either her page or his page, but I reached out to both of them. And the wife, she got back to me. Her name is Karen. Hey, Karen. So Karen got back to me, and yes, she is a black woman. It's not, like a white Karen. It's a black woman. So she got back to me, and so when I sent her the email, I said, hey, Karen and Miles, that's their names. Hey, Karen and Miles, I told them a little bit about my brand and how I got started, and that I am an advocate for mental health in the Black community, just like they are. So I made sure I related to them in that email, and then I hit them with I would love to send you guys my merch. Please let me know if that's something that you would be interested in. And then Karen, she actually responded back to me, and she was just like, oh my God, I love this, and we would love to rock your merch, so you can send it to us. And then she sent me her address, and I sent it to her. All that to say is those are the two different ways that you can reach influencers. So through paid promotions, and also through actual people that have a large following that you feel relates to your brand. So if you want info for anyone that I mentioned on this live, just DM me and I'll send you their info. Yes, B1 all day, every day. All right, so that is all the questions and answers that I have for tonight. And I will catch you guys next week for the Start Your T-Shirt Business Q&A next week, 7 p.m. Thursday. And I'll see you there. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Before I go, I do want to say RIP to the victims that were murdered by the white supremacists up in Buffalo. Y'all know that I live in New York. I'm in New York City though. Buffalo is about 8 hours from me, but still my heart goes out to them. So God bless their souls, and sending healing and blessings to their families and their friends. Sending healing energy to their family and friends. My heart really goes out to them. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you next week at 7 p.m. Take care.